The new iPhones are finally here. If we had to define these new phones in a single line, it would probably be this.
Well, the iPhone camera finally redeems itself and puts itself neck to neck in competition with the likes of the Huawei P30 Pro and the Google Pixel 3.
The iPhone 11 now gets a dual camera setup that consists of a primary 12-megapixel sensor and a much-needed 12-megapixel ultra-wide sensor.
The 11 Pro Max, on the other hand, gets a third eye, and that's a 12-megapixel telephoto lens with 2x optical zoom.
But the polarizing design of the camera module has riled up the internet. While some people don't mind it, it's inducing trypophobia in others.
Talking about the performance of these cameras, our initial impressions are quite good. The inclusion of an ultra-wide sensor and a dedicated night mode are all welcome additions.
The iPhone XS was already one of the best smartphones for taking videos, and this only improves with the iPhone 11. The iPhone 11 can now shoot up to 4K at 60 frames per second with extended dynamic range.
And if you care about memojis, you'd also be probably crazy about fluffies.
Design-wise, the new iPhones are pretty much the same. You know those times when you go for a haircut and barely come back with a few cuts? Well, that's exactly what happened with the iPhones this year.
Both these phones are still made of glass and aluminum and still feature that huge notch up front which features all the Face ID sensors.
And in a time where Android phones are losing their bezels, the iPhone still seems to be stuck in 2017. Unfortunately, the display on the iPhone 11 is pretty much unchanged. It still has a 6.1-inch 720p LCD panel, and I was really expecting Apple to do better.
The Pro models, on the other hand, have a Super Retina XDR display, which is basically an OLED display with a peak brightness of about 1400 nits. What does that mean? That basically means you have an OLED panel now. With iOS 13 getting dark mode, you basically get inkier blacks and punchier colors on this OLED panel.
To make up for the lack in design changes, or so it seems, the new iPhones get new colors this time around. The iPhone 11 is available in black, white, red, yellow, purple, and the green one, which I have.
The 11 Pros keep it classier and are now available in 4 colors: gold, white, black, and a brand new midnight green shade. Also, the 11 Pros switch the glossy backs for a more matte finish this time.
Although the new iPhones still have the same IP68 certification, Apple has made the phones more water resistant.
The speakers get an upgrade too, with Dolby Atmos support for the first time.
Did we miss out on anything?
Well, performance?
Oh, of course. The new iPhone 11s are powered by Apple's A13 Bionic, which right now is the most powerful chip in a smartphone.
And that claim for the most part seems to be absolutely true. Everything absolutely flies on these phones. From playing graphic-intensive games,
to using augmented reality applications,
to shooting with all 4 lenses at the same time. Everything just seems to be a breeze.
So are the new iPhones worth it? Well, we're not too sure yet. We need to dig more to see how these phones stack up. But also, given how accessible Android flagships have become, we have our concerns over the pricing, especially of the Pro models.
But shout out to Apple for paying some heed to the Indian market though. For the first time ever, Apple's new iPhones are going to be launched at a price lower than its predecessors, and that's really saying something.
So that's about it for now, but stay tuned for a full review, which should be coming up very soon.
Until then, I'm Shomik.
I'm Prashant, and we're signing off on behalf of Mashable India.